Hey guys, Carl from Technical Enduro Skills Training. We thought we'd make a quick walk around video showing you how we've set our bike up for 2023 for hard enduro, technical riding, technical races. This bike was built and supplied by Eurotech, and we've got some parts on it from other retailers, other suppliers. Yeah, let's run you through it. So the basics of the bike is 300cc two-stroke 2023 Gasgas. We're running upgraded suspension on the bike. So I'm a big guy, so I'm running 45 rear spring, 4.6s on the front. But we're running WP 6500 closed cartridges in there, set up for enduro. Quite plush, super soft. That's the way I like it. The rear shock has been redone by Mitch at Technical Solutions. It's got a bladder kit on it. It's revalved for enduro, hard enduro, and it's got a preload spacer and adjuster on there, which helps us with adjusting the riding height by track as we do events. Other stuff is, you'll notice that from an engine perspective, we've put on an FMF 2.1 power core pipe. This is the titanium version. You get a stainless steel version. This makes the power a bit more meaty down the bottom, so a little bit more torque down the bottom. Is really nice for hard enduro. The bike pulls a bit stronger from the bottom end. You'll notice that the bike is running S3 rim stickers. The only real function of these is it looks nice, and it protects the rims a little bit. And so far the stickers have held up well to jet washing and all that other stuff. I'm running a standard rear caliper on the bike, which is the BrakeTech rear caliper. I didn't love the BrakeTech rear caliper last year. I may or may not change the caliper on the rear sometime through the year. You will notice that I've put a Brembo caliper on the front. That is miles better for me than the BrakeTech caliper. Eurotech made some adjustments to try and solve for some of the issues that we're sometimes experiencing with it. So they've replaced the banjo bolt here. On the standard bike, there's a brake switch in the banjo bolt, and we felt that made the brake feel a bit spongy. So we've gone to a standard banjo bolt. It did improve it, but I still felt that the bite point of the front brake was moving around a little bit. So that's why we changed to that, and why we put a Brembo front caliper on it. And since then, brake is rock solid, one finger, amazing performance. It wasn't very expensive, 150 quid on eBay for a caliper and a rebleed, and we're good. You'll notice I run Michelin tires. I've been working with Michelin for a few years. Both Jake and I run Michelin tires. We love the Michelin medium in 140, and we run a Michelin 120 mousse on the back. That gives it a bit more squat. It sits a bit lower, and it's good out of the box. You don't need to drill it, so your mousse lasts a lot longer, and it holds the tire on the bead of the rim really well. On the front, I personally prefer a 90-100. I'm always running the large front tire. Jake swaps between the narrow front and the wide front. He typically runs the narrow front for really muddy events, where he wants really direct steering, and then the bigger tire everywhere else. I just run the bigger tire all year round. You might get a little bit of rub on the inside of the plastics. Doesn't matter. It's just one of those things. Running the mitigator foot pegs. I've had these on since the bike was built. Absolutely love them. They've stayed really sharp for the last 10 hours of riding. They sit a little bit lower and a little bit back, which I prefer. It gives you a bit more room in the cockpit, but also creates good rear wheel grip because you're moving your center of mass a bit closer to the rear tire. I've also got custom-made solid titanium foot peg pins. These just sort of make things a bit stronger. I had them made myself. I'm running a large rear brake tip. Personally, I just find it's easier to get it and get to it. Mitigator makes two types, 2mm and a 3mm, smaller one and a bigger one, I believe. There's a couple of other companies that do it. You'll see the bike's running a kickstart. This is really more for reliability. With the training school that we run, we have a lot of stopping and starting. So last year, we had a few issues with the start buttons. So I just thought for this year, get it on. Great for racing as well. If ever there's a problem with the button, at least you've got a backup and you can kick it. I'm running a standard clutch in the bike. And the only reason I've changed the clutch the oil cap is because I've actually broken a couple of the plastic oil caps, so again for reliability. You'll see here this is an Artefon 8mm stainless steel cage. I love these things. The great thing with them is that any dirt, mud, anything like that just shakes out, so it never gets super heavy. They hold their shape phenomenally well. I mean, last year's bike that I had 300 hours on it, and that Artefon guide took a bit of a beating, and it was great. Never needed to change the front header of the bike for the whole year, which is great. They've actually improved the 2023 model. You can see that it comes around a bit further, and it attaches to the frame of the bike. A bit fiddly to fit, but other than that, really great. The other thing we do is that we radiator hoses. We run the thermostat elimination hose kit. That lets the coolant flow through the system a bit better. For power, we're running a TSP low compression kit with the latest ECU firmware upgrade. That thing is phenomenal. Like every bike I've had since TSP has come to the market, I've put a TSP system on it. This year's bike, I've added the injector relocation kit. What it does is it takes the injector from this side, moves it to the air boot, so it's injecting on the left-hand side into the transfer port for idle. And then for anything above idle and wide open, it comes through the throttle body via the air boot into the system. It's taken me a few days to sort of get the air screw set right, but it's absolutely worth doing. The bike feels like a car bike. It's phenomenal. Highly recommended upgrade. It's great. We run a fan on a bike. I think that's crucial. We also run Evans coolant, waterless coolant in the bike. Much higher boiling point. I think it's like 180 degrees Celsius. So the combination of the fan, the radiator, thermostat, elimination hose kit, and the Evans just never ever have overheating problems. Looking at the front of the bike, TBR clamps. These things are incredible. Not only are they beautiful, stunning, but they give you different handlebar mounting options. You've got 3 main options on the clamp, and then because your handlebar clamps themselves are concentric, you can move them forward or back. You have 6 total mounting locations. We like the middle position on the clamp. Clamps turned back. To us, that makes the bike feel like it steers right, it turns right, holds the corners very well. You'll also see that I've eliminated one of the return throttle cable. So we've removed that other throttle cable that goes down there that helps the throttle return. The reason why we do it is it just makes the throttle turn significantly lighter. And if you're doing really technical stuff, then you really want a very light, very clean throttle. We run standard levers on our bike. We do not recommend you run any other levers than the standard levers. They change the throw, they change the ratio, they cause clutch slipping, etc. We've had a lot of problems at the training school with aftermarket levers, so we're always recommending guys run aftermarket levers. I run a little toolkit behind my headlight. I've got all the basics in there, a Leatherman, an 8mm, a spare spark plug, etc. It's just out of the way. It never gets in the way. You can see here, I've got a spare chain link on the bike as well. It's always there, it's always on the bike. It's available for any issues. And then here, you can see TBR make these nice sliders, go on the fork, pull strap, etc. Bulletproof radiator guards. These things are phenomenal. Never ever in years since maybe 2017 have we had a broken radiator using these guards. You can buy them from Dirt Bike Spec, Paul Bolton shop. In my opinion, some of the best you can buy. There's obviously others available. Have a look through the market, but I would recommend potentially solid billet over anything that's pressed. It just holds their shape a bit better. And I don't know if you can see this on the other side. We just tie a spare gear lever to the front of the radiator guard. It's always on the bike again, and it's good. Number 1 gripper seat cover. This thing is absolutely amazing. Like probably the first thing I change on any bike is one of these seat covers. Where you sit is where you stay. It saves energy, hold your body position on the bike. You know, you can buy these from a lot of retailers. Eurotech supply them. Flip the bike around just to show you the other side real quick. So you can see we're running the upgraded Super Sprog rear sprocket, 49, 12 tooth front, standard chain. You can see we've run an S3 tab protector. This protects the swing arm from the tabs breaking off. And of course, you know, more forces going through the tabs, you want to do double protection. This prevents the chain from being pushed off in a race. We have a TPS protector on here. It's an aluminium guard to protect the throttle position sensor. And then I mentioned earlier on, that's the aluminium version of the 90-degree fuel turn, and you can see in there a red filter. That's the 10 nanometer filter that you can buy from Slavens Racing. Coming up to the controls, this is the stock BrakeTech clutch master. I've not verified this, but I believe it's a 9mm master. For me, it's quite light. You can see I've eliminated the throttle cable, and then on this side you can see I'm running a strengthened throttle body. This is made by a company in America called Nilo. You can buy them online. They're quite expensive, but it has a little bridge underneath that sort of protects any forces going down through it, and it stays you know, nice and solid.